world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are, we extend you a very hearty and a very warm welcome today on International Yoga Day as well as World Music Day. Today is a very important day, otherwise, also, we will share in a little while with all of you. Let's move on in this wonderful journey together. Today, we have got ICSI's president, our chamber's president, joining us from Singapore, Shri Anil Manocha ji. He's also the executive director, Ion Exchange Asia Pacific Private Limited, Singapore. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special series on special day, on special occasion, and we are going to talk about one of the most treasures of resource of the universe which we are not managing properly. And that needs proper care, proper strategy, proper implementation, how this has to be done. And that is your water management for wellness and healthy living of everybody. So Wednesday, 21st of June, 2023, we extend a very warm welcome along with the President, ICSI. As you all are aware of, ICSI is a link between India and our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever they are. We are proud that 32 million Indian diaspora abroad, directly or indirectly, they are associated with us. And it's indeed a great privilege in terms of research, academics, collaborations, whatever we can do with each other in services sector, we are moving together. Ladies and gentlemen, today is also a longest day, along with International Yoga Day, and along with what? Music. That is World Music Day when we talk about. So 21st of June is also the longest day of the year. So happy 9th International Yoga Day 2023. And today the Honorable Prime Minister of India performing all the way across in the United Nations. And 21st of June, it's a very, very important day as far as the music lovers are concerned. It's a World Music Day, and music brings everybody together, whether because it has got no language. And world over, whatever music you play, whether instrumental or vocal, ultimately it's soothing, it's happiness, it's togetherness, it's collaboration. So when we are talking about particularly happiness, health, wellness, water plays very important role in our life, and particularly drinking water for healthcare and body balance, which we have to take care of. Protecting a valuable natural resource, industry is developing innovative water management and conservation practices to make operations more efficient, how to reuse the produced water using lower quality water and building new infrastructure. We are privileged that today on such an auspicious, important day, our president of the chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, Shri Anil Manocha ji, the executive director of the Ion Exchange Asia Pacific Private Limited, Singapore. He is joining us. He'll be sharing his vision, his views with all of us from world over. Shri Anil Manocha ji is based out of Singapore, and he's an experienced professional in water and waste management. He's executive director with the Ion Exchange Asia Pacific Private Limited. During 35 years of his professional experience working with the various stakeholders in Asia, Middle East, Africa, and other parts of the world, he actively collaborates with various stakeholders, technology partners, governments, financial institutions in offering practical solutions for water treatment, water conservation, wastewater treatment, zero liquid discharge, and other related areas. He holds his degree in mechanical engineering and is associated with various chambers, including Singapore Water Association, Indian Business Forums, trade organizations, and various other platforms across the globe where he is giving his vision. Our chamber philosophy, and we strongly believe whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together today for water management, and it should come through our education, our skills, our youth, our teachers, our schools, our colleges, our universities, our institutions. This program is going live on YouTube at the rate ICSI India Live. So it's a pleasure wherever you are world over. Let's be together. And if you all remember and recollect, we started this series on 25th of March when there was a complete lockdown. And before pandemic, our chamber had brick and mortar finishing school where personality development, communication, creativity, critical thinking, analytical thinking, logical thinking, preparing children for employment and entrepreneurship, capacity building of teachers, lots of programs. And we have been working with a focus. Nobody got to have anxiety, stress, or depression. And there can be a music therapy for good health, wellness, and holistic development of the universe. And educational institutions can play a very important role. Post pandemic, we have come totally digital now, and we have come in a way where we are giving all our collaborations world over digital way because satellites play a very important role for all of us. This is the Digital Inspirational Lab, and everybody would be happy to know we have got it patent, we got it trademarked, and it is now called Dil. दिल की हर कोई बातचीत करता है, दिल से दिल जोड़ता है, and Dil is Digital Inspirational Lab, making education and skills relevant. Here's the complete panoramic view we are giving you top. It's all digital, paperless work which we have got. Chamber is going to have on 5th and 6th October through the feast, Forum of Educators and Skill Providers for Tourism International Convention in Odisha. It's coming up at Hotel Sandy Towers, Bhubaneswar. We extend a very warm welcome to all of you, and you would be happy to know, as a gesture, right from post-pandemic times, we have decided there'll be complimentary participation. We will not be charging any delegation fee from anybody from world over who come for this program. This is the homepage for our web portal. If you go on www.icsiindia.in, you can get the complete invitation over here. You can click, you can log in. Also with us is going to be the Woodbury University of USA. And at the same time, our patron and our president, whether they join in presence physically or they join through digital, we would be getting their valuable inputs also on this particular occasion. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome to the president of the ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, Shri Anil Manocha ji from Singapore, sharing his vision with us on water management for wellness and healthy living. With these words, I extend a very warm welcome to you, Manocha ji, and I would request you kindly share your vision on this very special, a very, very important day when the whole world is celebrating International Yoga Day, World Music Day, World Longest Day, and whatsoever we can add on to that. For us, a very pleasuresome day because you are with us on this particular occasion. Over to President ICSI from Singapore. Please go ahead.
Good day, everybody. It is nice again to connect with all of you after a long time. And first of all, heartily congratulations to all of you for happy event of the day. We are celebrating today a yoga event and we are celebrating a music event. And when I was told to give a talk, and I was wondering, being an engineer, how will I relate water with yoga and how will I relate water with music? So I thought about it, and then I thought that I have to make this talk very light. I should not be talking too much on technical. I should be talking not too much technical. And unfortunately, I'm not very good at talking anything which is other than technical. So I will try to do justice and try to relate water with yoga, with music, and how probably bring out the significance of nature, water, element, and all those things. So I hope, Gulshanji, my screen is visible. Can you
Yes, it's
see?
visible. Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent,
Absolutely.
excellent.
Anji.
Okay, so we proceed. Uh, uh, as we know, the nature. Now let us relate nature and understand what nature is and what our human body is. All of us know that nature is made up of five elements, and five elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And when you stay focused on water with nature, we also know that 70% of earth is covered by water. Now, I digress this subject of nature with human body. You will be also equally happy to know that 70% of our body is also water. So there is some connect between nature and human. So both of us have 70% of water within us. And how the water is utilized within the body, I need not to elaborate. But you will see that all the functions of your body, water is important. Even to circulate the blood in the body, you need water. You need water for running the critical organs in the body. You need water for running your life. And that's how the nature also works. Now, now let us understand the nature of water. See, if we get and able to relate nature of water and see the various aspects of water, then probably we will be able to relate that with yoga and with music. So first of all, first picture on the left hand side, which you see a free flow of water. Water flows freely. And if there is no obstruction, it will flow from say mountains or and if I talk about India's context, the origin of Ganges or origin of rivers starts from China and other parts of the Mount Everest. So it starts freely and flows north, up north, and to the east of the area or to the west south of the area. And whenever there is an obstruction, you see picture towards the right, whenever you see obstruction in the water, water adapts itself to these obstruction and changes and tries to find a way how to remove the obstacle and still keep on flowing. So one relation is that water never stops, and that is our life. If we stop, if human body stops functioning, we are dead. And also you see in certain parts of the area where water flow is very calm. Water flows calmly. You will not even understand that the water is still on the top, but still is flowing from A to B very calmly. And also water adopts and changes its form. Say for example, we have a very cold. So water converts from liquid to solid. It changes its shape. And nowadays we talk about the issues of, I should say, uh, global warming, the sand getting melting, the water temperature rising. So this all, is how water is adopting itself. Whenever there is a low temperature, water will change the form from solid to liquid. And at the same time, it changes into gas. Whenever we want to, say, for example, at the home, we convert that water into steam, or when we want to do some work, water changes the form. So another learning from what we can say, water is very, I should say, mobile. Water is very agile. It can change its state from solid to liquid to gaseous. And if you see this, what it gives, what learning we can get. Water provides an ability to adapt the change, flow, it must flow, act, act on the circumstances. If there's an obstacle, remove the obstacle, move selflessly. Water doesn't stop. See, unless you put a barrier to it, water will like to flow. So it moves selflessly. And whenever water flows, if people who are from engineering background, we will see that water dissolves everything which comes in contact with it. Means water is able to absorb everything, water is able to adopt everything wherever it flows, and avoid the unhealthy attachments. When I say unhealthy attachments, whenever probably water gets contaminated with say sand or with say impurities, it tries to see how do I remove that from it. If you make the water still, it will probably shed away the sand from it. The water, you try to put a water through a system to remove certain contamination, it will, or rather he will collaborate, he will compromise, he will cooperate so that it can remove the impurity from the water. So this is the ability of water and which keeps the life going. And now when I convert that into yoga, what is yoga teaching us? Yoga is also trying to teach us that water, in yoga practices, we want to have some agility, we want to have some fluidity, and we want to adapt ourselves to the change. And the integral part of the yoga becomes a body movement, the concentration of mind, concentration of focus. So there could be some sort of connect between water and yoga. And when you practice water and yoga near the water or near the beach, and you introduce the element of music into that, it becomes further more nourishing and further more relaxing. So this is a type of connect which I thought I will give, which is totally non-technical, but it's how relates water with yoga and music. So if we summarize what we taught so far, and then I try to answer question to myself as a humankind, then the answer question could be, do you flow like water? Means, are you willing to change yourself based upon the circumstances? Are you rigid like ice? At certain events in the life, will you take a stand? Say, I take a stand against corruption. I take a stand against something happening injustice. I take a stand which is not right to the society. Am I willing to take a stand? Water takes a stand. It becomes ice and stand like a solid rock. Are you hot and bubbling like water? Are you feeling stagnant and sluggy? If you're feeling stagnant and sluggy, what you are doing for that? Try to have some learnings. And whatever resonates with you today, you can be sure that you will be able to change your life, you will be able to change your day-to-day activities if you try to learn something and adopt something what water does. Now, second question is, when you relate again water with yoga, and I have also said that water symbolizes flow, water symbolizes fluidity, adaptability, which is the integral part of both yoga and water. And if you try to do yoga near the water, it will enhance the mind to body connection. The rhythmic sound of water will bring a soothing ambience. And again, there are certain forms of yoga which are performed in water, like aqua yoga. When you do aqua yoga exercises in the water, your body becomes flexible. An activity which you find it difficult to do in the air, certain body movements you cannot do in the air, you can easily do when you immerse yourself in water. So water brings you flexibility. And when you do those flexibility, it also gives you a feeling of strength. Yes, I was able to push my hand in the water with a force, which I was not able to do in the air. So it gives you a strength and it balances. So sound of water creates a scenic environment for us to get a unique experience. Then if you see the nature also plays a role. It brings calmness. And when you do yoga in the natural environment with water bodies around you, you will have a sense of calmness and rejuvenation. And on top of it, if you bring music into it, you will further feel satisfied. So, and when you try to relate water sound, again, there is a nature which relates water with sound, and it symbolizes water, water with sound, and water symbolizes with our humanity, with our life. So, if you look at various cultures, whether we call it Indian culture, we have seen that we have deities which are related to water, like Ganges, Saraswati, Yami. These are all the deities which are relating and bringing to us that the river is like a mother. It's a lifeline for all of us. And we do all those type of worships, bringing these deities in mind whenever we worship water. We go to Egypt, we talk about Nile River, and Nile River civilization is something which we all have heard and read in our school days. It means life exists on the banks of river. We have a very nice example of Nile River civilization in Egypt. And you also see Greeks people, they also wishes water. And when you go to Chinese, Taoist people also consider water as a symbol of intelligence and wisdom, softness and flexibility. So which symbolizes the transition of birth and death and more feminine or yin energy. So whenever you see any culture, there is a relation between our lives and water, whether it's Hinduism, whether it is Taoism, whether it is Egypt, or whether it is Greek. Now, there are various type of cures which water can give. Now, we have learned about various therapies. If you see a touch, cold water therapy, if you have not tried a cold water therapy, try a cold water therapy and see what type of experience. Whenever you do cold water baths, it reduces our anxiety, it improves the circulation of blood, and more energy flows in the body, immunity increases, and within the few seconds of cold, you see how fresh you look like. And this example we also seen when we take a bath in the fresh water, in cold water, we feel so much freshness. When you look at smell, and you look at this picture in the jungle where just the water rain has taken place, the type of aroma and smell it spreads around all of us, it gives a different feeling, and it gives a feeling to us that we are in a different type of world where you can feel the aroma of water, you can feel the smell of water, you can see the smell of I should say soil when you are having water in front of you. So water is cold therapy. We are talking about water as a smell element. We also have heard water make sound. So whenever you are in an area where water is making regular sound, it again becomes very relaxing to all of us. So we talked about sound, touch, water, and sense. If you look from eyes, if you stand near a nice beach, having a white sand beach with the sea gone miles and miles away, and when you stand across the sea and the type of uh, responses and stimulus you get is awesome. You get a very awesome feeling. Again, it gives you a lot of refreshing thing. And when you do yoga in this environment, you will further feel nourished. Most of us do pranayams, and if you do pranayam, like ujjayi is a breathing exercise, and if this ujjayi breathing exercise is taught to bring the element of relaxation, and if you do this exercise on the seashore, your body and mind works in a different direction. We have heard about this water music. Water has a music. You have there are so many researches which have taken place, which symbolizes that the waves which are produced in the water through music can bring lot of energy to us. And we have also seen in the latest probably cities, latest places, the places like water fountains, water music, water dancing to the tune of music, and all those things. So, and also in nature, when you drop a coin in the water, the type of sounds it makes. So we can also relate water with dance and water with music. Now, having known this, that we know that water plays a very important role. Water plays an important role for our livelihood. Water is one of the basic five elements of Mother Nature. As a human being, we also have certain responsibilities. We also should understand that if we have to live, we have to coexist. We have to see that we value water. We must understand the water footprint. When I say water footprint, we should know how much of water I consume every day, how much of water I can save every day. And whatever water I save today is the water I am saving for my future generations. I should not have a situation where our grandchildren curse us that grandpa, you wasted so much of water that I today don't have even water to wash my hairs. So we have a commitment for our future generations. We have a commitment to coexist together. And if we make this sincere commitment for well-being of future generations, we should start conserving water, and we should start looking water as a prestigious and precious resource which will be more expensive than gold in the times to come. So I will go with a humble submission to all of you. Please save me. Please save me for future. Please save me for future of your children. With this, I would like to stop here and leave the floor to Gulshan. Thank you, Gulshan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very kind of you, Ji. It was something very, very scintillating, and you brought Such a beautiful, we can say, the combination and everything between water, music, and yoga. That is something fantastic, which you have given. We should value water. And we used to talk other footprints in tourism. Today, you have given a new chronology to me, at least to understand water footprint. Water footprint, that is something again. And water brings flexibility, strength, and it balances. And aqua linking up with the yoga, that's also something very interesting you have given. And then mind to body, the combination, that everything and all that. At present, President Saab, we are focusing more on schools, colleges, universities, and institutions, that our students and our teachers and our parents, everybody should be focused to save every drop of water. I know it's very late for you. You're traveling. And as it is 10:30, we started the program. It's past 11 or maybe further than that at your place. I just wish to have the concluding remarks from your side so that we leave our audience with this feeling and this kind of, urge to take on this in our education ecosystem. How do we go by?
See, as we all know that water is life and water is going to play a predominant role.
Yes.
Today, when we talk about water footprint, people have started calculating the real value of water. And if the water is not available, what type of economic constraints it provides to a family, to a country, to a nation, and to a world. For an example, if the water is not available, how much time a lady in Rajasthan spends to fetch a pitcher of water from place A to his residence? And this time lost is a very precious time. So the water education, water courses, water future is definitely a thing which should be taken up very seriously. I will always say that I am from a water industry and I work in a private sector. I run a company which is into hardcore into water. I made more money during COVID than any other profession. So I will always tell people that whosoever is building a career, please consider water as a career which is recession proof. It is a recession proof career. It gives you money. At the same time, it gives you satisfaction that you are serving the society. I am solving the problem of communities. I am solving the problem of nation. I am solving the problem of particular household. And through various webinars in past, we have brought this subject very well. What happened in South Africa? What happened in China? What happened in Vietnam? What is happening in the Punjab, which is supposed to
Brazil
be
also. Brazil,
Brazil? So we have taken so many examples.
Singapore,
So
yes.
the message here is consider water seriously, consider water footprint seriously, and the education has to start right from schools, right from colleges, and people must a good people who want to work into water industry, they are most welcome. There are well structured organizations, well structured people, well structured sectors who are willing to cooperate, support, and work for this cause. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anil Manocha ji, the president of ICSI, joining us from Singapore. It's such a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much. Kindly keep giving us your valuable guidance from time to time. And certainly, we are going to work very aggressively related to water activities. And you have given another dimension for all of us to think about it: water as career, water management as career, water related, whatsoever you want to do as a career. I think let's take a pledge in that as well on this particular auspicious day. And